What is going on, guys? Finally, I know I'm 10 years late with this Sid guide. He's going away soon. I'm not really doing this as far as like for people to like hurry up and get him. It's more or less to just break down every single mechanic that we've discovered over on the Sid. I want to call this an in-depth guide. I don't even really care if you really look at the units that I'm using, because the units that you're going to use are going to be completely different from mine. I've been blessed to be able to actually do this stupid comp and win most of the time. Now, what I want to do is that I really just want to show off and explain every mechanic as far as everything that I know and everything that has been surfaced, because from day one when he first came out, and then the second time he came, and then now this time, there's been so much that has been revealed. Also, let's go over the quick basics. We're going to go with the party information. Lifa getting 100% attack bonus. Rue being Rue. Surdic, if I had one that was better built, I would actually really want to use him in this dungeon. I can't even count how many times I've been in this dungeon and I've been like 1 or 2 cooldowns off, and he would definitely help with that, especially if you're running like a Karen or a Sid, which was some of my earlier teams that I've been trying. I'm blessed to be able to run this team and finish it in about 10 minutes, which this run will not be at all. We're going to use James. He's a regular, so, and his Sid is, his Christian's pretty good. This is pretty good stats for a Christian. 6 double 6. You want this leveled, by the way, if you really want to make the dungeon a lot easier. That makes it really more consistent. The 3 skill will make it consistent as well. We're going to be using Net Marble. I should just call him Net Marble. I'm going to stop calling it Amon, Almond Joy, whatever you want to call him. I'll just call him Net Marble because he is the entirety of the game. And yeah, the support crew, Lifa, just to kind of help out the Christian. That is whatever, but when I explain everything that goes on in this dungeon is what is more important. Let me turn that volume up real quick on this Nox. I think I'm about to switch to BlueStacks, to be honest. Hell no, you're not autoing this. Alright, so the first thing that I want to talk about is a lot of misconceptions. Okay, Amin goes first because he's Amin, right? Good old Net Marble. Alright, so one thing that I wanted to discuss first is these stupid spiders. Now, they just hit once, and what I want to explain here is that they actually will always spit on their 3rd attack, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I don't think that the turn counter starts off like it's supposed to, so I think that they actually will spit this turn. But one thing that I had a huge misconception of is I had thought, no, see, they're attacking here, right? So next turn, this guy's gonna spit. This one is gonna spit. This guy is his turn. He's not gonna spit. Right? He shouldn't. What I like to do sometimes is just stun him. Didn't get the stun. He should just regularly attack me, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he should. Now, they're all going to spit next turn. Guaranteed. Now, one thing I was mistaken about this is that the spit, I thought, was 3 targets. I never really paid attention too much to it, but it turned out that it is not 3 targets. It is AoE adjacent. And what I mean by that is just the same thing as like Rue's skill here. It's going to hit 1 target and the 2 people next to it. If these spiders are taunted, they will actually only hit 2 people instead of hitting 3. That is huge information in my opinion, because now you can force it to the left. Like, I don't know who taunted him. I think it was Eamon, and maybe it wasn't. So now I can actually just put protection. I mean, I know they have immunity, but this is for visual effect. Now we're going to know this is really important to keep a track of who's going first, because you might want to snipe someone or things of that nature. I didn't get the snipe, but we'll see here. They're all going to spit this turn. Spit. He was taunted by Lifa, which is terrible. Haha. Spit, left side. These people here are fine. They did not get spit on. We know that this guy's gonna go, and he is going to spit as well. He's not actually taunted. I'm just gonna kill him. I don't want his turn to come up. And that is another really big thing. I know a lot of people like to play this dungeon super safe. DPS is actually really good in this dungeon. Let me tell you. Killing stuff before it kills you is actually really important. This dungeon gets out of control when you're taking a billion mental seal RNG, hope you don't counter with 5% procs. That is the problem that I feel a lot of people have when they're running this dungeon. When you think you're ready for it and you start actually trying to go into the dungeon, you're like, hey man, god damn, like I can't get around this RNG. And it's like, yeah, because you're not supposed to be sitting in it for so long. Now, of course, you cannot taunt the snake in this scenario. The snake is the new unit that we have. We already explained how the spider works. The snake works in the same way. I do not know if he does 2 or 3. I'm pretty sure he's on the same regimen. He attacks usually twice and then he spits, and you cannot taunt him. So he is more unpredictable as far as, but you can taunt the 2 spiders and keep everything to one side. Again, your 1 in 5 should be a tank. If you don't have the Christian or you're using another DPS unit or anything like that, make sure that that is true. Also, we also know that the spit that these guys give out take away your buffs. So if for these guys, and the last dungeon is going to be different, the last stage, for these guys specifically, what you want is you want to buff after they spit. Only for the Sid aspect do you not want to do anything different. So I'm just going to hit them here. Taunt, that's great. I would like to keep them taunted as long as possible. Almonds has free evasion because why not? Net marble, ladies and gentlemen. All right, one thing also, I'm going to give you guys some quick Sid tips. My Sid is on heavy counter and heavy multi-strike. I know a lot of people don't like counter in this dungeon, but I will always keep him pretty much protected. And also, I will be keeping most of the things damaged to the left side, at least for these stages. I usually just auto with Sid. And I want him on multi-strike so he can get, boom, there it is. To try to get as many feathers as possible. That's just a quick Sid tip. If you're not running Sid, that doesn't fucking matter for you. But try to keep your damage and your healing and your debuffing as quick. So he spit right there. Right, that's pretty good. So now we're using Christian, so this looks great for us Christians. Christian I'll have to do in another video, but as long as he doesn't get spit on here, he does not, we're gonna kill the snake. Now the snake has a mechanic, I think that I'll just show you guys. This is a guide video. Now the more that you hit this snake, he gets bigger, and as you can see, he will always crit. His attack will be increased as well. Your goal here is to either, you have 2 options, and if you're lower level, this is your option. You will have to kill the spiders first and then work on him and really try to manage DPS and make sure that you can kill him. I am blessed here to show you guys that with enough DPS, you can instantly kill the spider or get him weak within those before he hits 6. So that's kind of a cool thing. Boom, he's dead. That's cool. The only reason why that happens is because Christian, with his nuke, with a lot of buffs, can do that. That is why running Christian here is really good. Even without his, I think, I have to look, I'll look at him afterwards, but as long as he has the buffs, which is his first passive, I know that for sure. But the damage immunity thing, I think, might be his second passive, but I'll have to double check that as how much investment you need into this unit. You at least need some skill ups and some things like that. So boom, we kill the snake. A lot of people have a lot of trouble with the snake, but the snake is one dark. Keep that in mind. The snake is a dark unit. So you can bring in a light nuke and keep that down. Now, everything else is going to be wind. So bringing a light unit still does not hurt you. As we see here, if you guys are not unfamiliar with this, Darkness Devourer. It is the mental seal of the game. If you use any skill, you will take a half damage. But what we need to also keep in contact is that it takes half of your health. So if you're at full health, you can do an attack. But if you multi, you will pretty much be near death. Well, actually, it's kind of weird to say it takes half health. It doesn't take, I guess, exact half. So Leafa has it. I'm going to defend, not attack. Now, what's cool is obviously we have thru, the god. Not only is she giving 100% healing, she's going to cleanse all that for us. So like I said, what you should be doing if you're really not, your units are not up to snuff, you really need to keep paying attention. And even I still do it, paying attention to the timers. And when I mean the timers is how many times this guy attacks, is he about to spit, should I buff to block it, how long are my turn buffs. Like Christian actually somewhat struggles sometimes in this dungeon, you'll see, probably not in this run, because I'm trying to keep all the focus and the taunts and stuff like that to the left side, because Leafa taunts too, which is nice. So I know they're about to spit. I'm pretty sure. I haven't been counting, but it seems about time. It's about that time. Cool, we killed that one. So he's about to split. I taunt him, beautiful. Where is it going? To the left side. This is, and a lot of people say that that this dungeon is very RNG. It's very now it is. The next part that we're gonna get to is very hectic. It's very hectic, and that's where runs can go south, and that's where no matter what you kind of bring in, it's going to go south. But what is most consistent and what is going to give you love and affection is D-fucking-PS. I promise you. The thing that you do not want in that last stage is a bunch of people, like a bunch of healers. It's gonna make it so much harder. Electra is really good because she puts the blaze. So for a defender, she start multiplying damage for you and stuff like that. I know a lot of people like to use Electra. I was building Electra. I feel pissed because I have Electra. I gave her 2 purple stars, and as you can see, she's not on this team. So doing all of that really wasn't helpful. So that was the first stage. Make sure you're paying attention to the spiders. Second stage, make sure you're paying attention to the spiders. Keep mindful, if you cannot burst the snake, you must kill the other spiders. The reason why you're going to kill the spiders first is to lower the DPS, lower the spit, lower the overall things that you have to watch out for. That is why you're killing the spiders first, because you cannot kill the snake quick enough. Do not attempt it if you do not have a high burst unit. That is why I'm using my friend unit that is, I'm blessed with someone else's unit that can DPS it down. My Christian is not ready, which is why you do not see it. Some people run their Morrigan, and they do that just well. Now we have the opposite here. What I was saying before. This is the Sid, and the Sid clone is going to eventually work the same way. Now, his thing is that he does 2 regular attacks that strips buffs. There goes 1. Strips a buff. Well, you can't strip his signet, right? Strips a buff. He's going to do another one. I'll wait for his turn to go. Okay, he did one. I guess I must have missed it. Sorry. He does 2 attacks, and then he does his AoE. So for the thing is that after the 2 attacks, you want a buff. Especially if you're using Leafa. She's a bonus unit. She actually does really well here. You do not need to be like, oh, I don't need Leafa. No. She does fantastic here. She can actually be your DPS unit if you really want to invest heavily into her. That is perfectly fine. He's Seal the Mental. I'm just going to block it. If you have damage immunity, by the way, you can actually still attack. Damage immunity will block Mental Seal. So don't be afraid to go hard in the paint if you have that. It's perfectly fine. I don't know if people know that. This is another thing. See, buff turn to decrease all your buffs. So it's really hard to keep buffs up. Like I said, I'm going to keep auto attacking. One Sid clears buffs, so it's really good to clear people that might have debuffs on him. And also, if he multis, he'll keep getting his feather stacks up. This is my strategy and overall, but I want to give you guys basic tips. As you can see, since Leafa's buff, and I'll explain her buff a little bit. Oh, when she gets a damn turn. Who is it? This is the only thing I hate. It's like, oh, who has the stupid mental chain thing? You know? I try not to use his 2 because it causes a little bit more trouble. As you can see here, I will actually heal and put immunity. I don't really need to, but just to show you that it takes a bunch of health, she'll heal it back. I wanted to heal here, but I wasn't paying attention. And we're here, we're fine. You know, this part of the fight, by the way, is where you should be recovering. If the second phase is really rough for most people. So this part is where you just kind of auto attack. You don't really need to kill him quickly. You just need to kind of DPS him while you're getting all your cooldowns back. EK, yes. He's not meant to do too much damage. He's just meant to kind of like piss you off. See, boom. He counterattacks, takes the debuff off him. Beautiful. That's what I'm looking for. He's gonna die pretty soon. This is not the end of the fight. If this is your first Sid video, I'm blessed that you watched my video before the 18,000 other videos that come up. And I hope that this is really good for you. Also, because I'm using Christian, Sid's constant shield that comes up every once in a while is beautiful. Doesn't get the multi. Got to take another attack, which I would have preferred not to take, to be honest with you. I'm actually going to use his S2 just to give him another stack. This should kill, and it does. Now, okay, here. Round 2. Now, what you need to keep in mind here is that, one, by the way, when you kill this first stage of Sid that we just went through, he will revive one of your units. He actually S3s. He uses his S3 and will revive one of your units, and he actually will AoE heal your team. And I think he also AoE debuffs your team as well. Actually, no, he doesn't, because I still have this stupid fucking poison. So I know he at least heals you. So keep that in mind. If you have one person down, save your revive. If you can manage it with 4 people, don't bother forcing a revive to be up with all your team. He will revive your unit for you. That is a really big step that I think a lot of people don't say. Maybe they do. I don't watch too many guides. I don't need one anymore. But I really think that that's a really good hit. Also, this guy is protected. Let me show you guys, right? A Dark Force is suppressing Sid. Defeat the Dark Force to save Sid. Temporarily increases attack when attacked, right? But this is what you need to know. The hero that casts the protection effect will take the damage instead. So he is protecting him. So when you hit Sid, it will hit him. So when you do multi AoEs or anything like that, it will also deal it. You will do double damage to this unit. So just keep that in mind when you're fighting it. You don't really even need to hit this guy. You need to, you don't have to focus so much DPS on him. I'm actually, how many buffs am I? I'm at 4 buffs. Ult's not gonna kill him. I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna auto him, take a decent amount. Now, boom, that's another good thing. We get to learn together. Now, boom, this thing here is immobilizes. Who did he do? He did Sid, and as you can see, I can't do anything with Sid. He can't cleanse himself. He's kind of going to sit there, right? Boo-hoo. Also, one thing that I found out is that your cooldowns also do not go down when you're ending your turn with this buff on you. It is a nasty buff. It is abnormal status as well. So, guess what? Rue can cleanse it, which he does at the end of her turn. And also, abnormal status immunity will block it. So when he does this to summon a clone, that's how he summons the clones, right? You can just block it by having abnormal status immunity up. There are a lot of monsters that do it. Rue does it. Abel does it. So yes, keep in mind. Another thing that we're going to say here, right, is burst, first come, first out, whatever the phrase you want to use. Kill the clones as they come out, and keep in mind which one has just come out. This one just came out. I'm going to try to burst. I do get the burst. That keeps the DPS and the bullshit to a minimum. This is what you need to be doing with, especially this kind of comp. If you're running like some other really safe comp, you can maybe not like try to go that hard in the paint. But like I said, keep that in mind. Then you're gonna have to be doing a lot more. See the double, triple numbers. There you go. That's Sid's passive that procs. They all multi-strike, but they're actually protected by damage immunity, so it doesn't matter. And also, Sid actually gets a turn. This is actually the regular Sid. He heals you on auto. So again, try your best to actually have yourself cleanse of the poison, so that you can actually enjoy the healing that he actually tries to put out. He does try. Give him credit, right? Now he has Elemental that should kill him, so I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna pass the turn. He's gonna stun up him. And I'm going to get a nice heal, and that's the second heal, which reduces your cooldown, which is really good. Unfortunately, Rue is going to be pretty settled. I think I'm going to buff up here. And then we will just attack this guy, no problem. And also, another thing to note, I don't know if they have very low counter, but the clones do not seem to counter you. He does. The main guy does. He counters you, but this guy does, the clones don't, so you're pretty safe on that. He countered resolve. That's Aemon resolve. Another reason why Aemon is pretty good here. Again, now I can burst this guy out, blow my ult, just to kill him, not to deal with it, right? I think that might be the move. Sid's gonna go right after that, and I'm gonna probably heal Leafa this side. He's not gonna get that heal. I could auto and try to heal him too. I'm just gonna kill this stupid thing. I don't care. As you can see, we'll eventually kill this guy. What we need to avoid is, you know, dying. That's the. I'm just gonna do that just to. I know he's gonna get hurt by it. It's not gonna hurt him too much. There we go. She's full health. That's beautiful. Almond's there. Almond Joy. Oh wait, sorry. I need to go here. Hey, my man Sid's doing it. We're doing it. So now, all right. So I'm gonna put the immunity blocker on this side. Protect my more important units. It's gonna cleanse this automatically. That's the blessing of Rue. There we go. We blocked that. Now she got the debuff, right? But that doesn't. I don't really care about that, right? You know, me personally. So we're gonna still. He's low. We can maybe start to like try to go after him and just burst him, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't need to do that. I'm gonna kill the clone all day. That's what my strategy is revolved around. We're gonna heal Amon up a little bit here with the auto attacks, and we haven't been autoing. Boom! Now we're at +3. So next time he gets a turn, and there you go. He counted me. Boom! Immunity. Block that. Perfect. Still not gonna be going for him. I do have this. I actually would love to prop her resolve. I love her resolve. And I think it's a perfect time to pop it because I want to pop his S2 for absolute bullshit shenanigans. Boom, heal there. We're gonna hit here. Why? Because this is gonna hit him, hit this clone, and then he's gonna take double damage for him being there too. Keep that in mind. You see how much damage he took? Because, well, you see obviously what happens here. This is why I like to have her resolve sometimes. And she's gonna protect him also. That's just a lot of good damage that we just got done there. I'm gonna use the S2 here again for the same effect. Damage on him does a good amount of damage. Look how low he is. We're safe here because he puts the shield on everyone. Gonna heal up a little bit. And we have weakness exploit on him, even better. He actually does get the stupid stuff, piece of shit. All right, I'm actually at this point with my team comp, keep that in mind. I can actually just start focusing the clone. He's low enough. I can start blowing stuff on him. I'm not gonna S3 because I want to keep the Sigget on. That's an Amon tactic. Again, this is different depending on your comp, but I'm trying to explain everything to the point where it shouldn't matter what comp you're using. These are the tactics and the mechanics of the fight to the fullest of degrees. Hideo. Alright, so again, I don't need to focus the clones anymore. Like I said, I could, and if you know your damage better than I do. I'm not playing for you, so you know your damage better than I do. If you know that this, I've lost at this. I've lost at this. You know, I keep saying this like you can see the mouse because I turned it off because people were complaining. But I've lost when he's this low, and because the clones got out of control, I thought I can burst him and I could not. Mental steal, boom, boom, boom. All the RNG. Take the RNG out of the fight. Know how much damage you can do. If not, you need to be focused on the clones. They're much easier to kill, and that's a kill. And by the way, I know people sometimes just wait for him. You can actually just attack Sid after that and just end the fight. So there you go. Hopefully I explained every possible thing that is in this dungeon. So if you can't get him right now, come on, you should have gave me the damn thing for the video. But if you can't do this fight, those are what you need to know. That will pretty much do the fight for you. Not do the fight for you, but that is the entire dungeon. So it's a really hard, in my opinion, DPS check. It is a team building check because you need some abnormal immunity, or you need to have very, very consistent debuff cleansing. If you're not running that, you need to bring revivers. If you have to adjust your team based on that. But those are the complete mechanics. There's nothing else I think that's going to fault you in that. I'll do a quick recap. Stage 1, make sure that you have a taunter to taunt and keep the mental seals to a minimum by taunting the spiders and the snakes in the second stage, making sure that they're only hitting 2 targets, and those targets need to be abnormal immunity as much as possible. They will attack 1, 2, and then mental seal attack. Every unit in the damn dungeon works off that mechanic. 1, 2, mental seal. Every single unit in the game, in that dungeon, works like that. Be prepared. For the first 2 stages, the spit is the only thing that takes the debuffs off you. So that takes the 1 turn of your debuffs. Be prepared. Okay? But in the stage 3, it changes. Now the auto attacks do it, and then you need to buff up or put some type of buff or whatever on the stage 3 so you can keep your buffs, and then obliterate with whatever buff. You're running attack buff, defense buff, whatever. That's when you want to use it. You want to use it especially because that's going on. Your damage immunity buffs will be really good because if you counterattack, nothing will happen to you. If you damage immunity when you know that Sid is going to do the AoE mental seal. I really hope that this helps you guys. I didn't get a thing. So this video was purely for you guys. You know, purely. I usually, without explaining it, I'll get it down to like 11, 10 minutes. This is 20 minutes. I've had 50-minute runs. It's perfectly fine. But those are the mechanics. You're not doing any more different no matter if I'm using this or I'm using a Morrigan or, you know what, Ruby's really good. You know, Cynthia can, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, the mechanics of keeping the clones down is the best. I've never seen anyone like, I'm just going to focus the guy in the middle. Maybe. There is some overpowered damage you can put out with like Christian and some other units where maybe you could do that. I heard you can do double Amen and then have the Christian burst. I've seen stuff like that too. So hopefully that helps you guys. I'm praying that it does. You guys need to get your SIDS. I know tomorrow is Tuesday and then you have another day, right? You're not going to be able to build units for the time that I release this video. But at least you can build up your units for the next time Sid comes around. He is an amazing unit. I want to do my next, and after this, my next thing is going to be a showcase of this unit, explaining my build on him. I'll show you guys just here at the end. You know, explaining why I run that and all that other good stuff. I really think Sid is a great unit, and he pretty much fits in every team, but he's banned in Arena, so fuck this game. Well, he's banned currently, sorry. Anyway, see you guys. Also, twitch.tv/CashBryant if you want to be for those live stream hype moments. Peace.